Are you online? Chaudhary, are you online? Sachita Chaudhary, are you online? Pranay, are you online? Actually, start. How many are writing CAT for the first time? How many have done CAT already? How many of you have written CAT already, or how many are writing CAT for the first time? Do you hear me now? Do you hear me? Sachira, have you taken CAT? Okay, let's see. Why do we need speed maths? So why do we need speed maths for CAT? That all of us know there are 30 questions in each section. We should know how to answer as many questions as possible. We have mistaken feeling that we should attempt all questions. If you can do questions accurately, even 18-20 is sufficient to get 99 percentile. So the idea of this class is how to ensure that we get about 20 attempts in CAT. How do you do multiplications? How do you do subtractions? How do you do etc., etc., etc. For example, we'll start with a simple question. Let's see this question. This is not connected to speed maths. Let's see how do we do this question. We'll come to speed maths later than this. We'll correct this in percentage profit and loss also. All of you see the questions? Are you able to see the question? All of you are able to see the question? Please, I need a reply. Yes. Right. How do you answer this question? A trader buys 4,000 CDs at a discount of 10%. 20% CDs are damaged in transit. He sells the remaining CDs at 20% profit. What's his overall profit per last percentage? Can we try this out before I do that? Can we do it in about 2 minutes from now? Then we'll see what is relevant here. Yes? We'll try it in 2 minutes. Then we'll see how to do it faster, quicker, easier. Are we working? Are we trying? Vignesh, Sachira, Pranay. Vignesh, what's the answer? Right. Is it doable question or not doable? Is it doable or not doable? First, I want an answer. Is it doable or not doable? Is it time consuming or not time consuming? Is it time consuming or not time consuming? How much time should it take? How much time should it take? How much time should it take? All of us took 2 minutes. Yes. 1 minute. Now, what did we do basically? Is 4% relevant or not relevant? Is your answer right or wrong? These are the questions I should know. Now, how do we do normally? How do we do it in CAT? Let's say buys 4,000 CDs. Let the market price be 100. At what price he buys? 90. Are we clear? He buys 4,000 CDs at 90 rupees per piece, which becomes 3,60,000. Now he's selling how much? 20% is damaged, so he sells 3,200. At what cost price? What selling price? What is the selling price? What's the selling price of him? What's the selling price? All of you gave an answer. What's the selling price here? Not 120. Profit is always calculated on cost price, which is 108. Right, 3,200 into 108. Four, 32 into 800. 5. Is making a loss or profit? Has he made a loss or profit? Has he made a loss or profit? He has to sell at 108 rupees. I've written 32,004 and 3,000. So 4 into 800 because easy to multiply by 4, easy to multiply by 8. Now, instead of doing this, what's the ratio of here? What's the ratio of item purchased to saleable? 5, 4. What is the ratio? 5, 6. His cost price is 24. Selling price is 25. Selling price is 24. It makes a 4% loss. I didn't use these numbers because those things get cancelled. Are we clear with that? See, because if cost price is 90, what's the selling price? It's 5, 18 5s or 18 6s are. So cost price is 5, selling price is 6. Quantity purchased is 5. Quantity saleable is 4. 5 5s are 25, 4 6s are 24. So his total cost price is 25. Total selling price is 24. Has he made a loss or profit? Is 4,000 necessary? Is 3,200 necessary? 90 necessary or not necessary? Are we clear or you want me to do it again? Are we clear? That's what we are looking at today. For example, when you calculate percentages, the actual values may not be relevant if you are looking at percentage increase or percentage decrease. Right, that's why I wanted to tell you how we should start speed math, why speed math is relevant. We'll start with the first slide, see how do you calculate 1 by 19? 1 by 19, I want to calculate up to 5 decimals as fast as possible. How do we do that? What's the next number to 19? What's the next number to 19? 20. Ignore 0, divide 1 by 2. When I divide 1 by 2, what's the quotient, what's the remainder? I'm telling you a method for division by numbers ending in 9. 19 rounded off becomes 20. Ignore 0, divide 1 by 2. What's the quotient, what's the remainder? Quotient is 0, remainder is 1. Write the quotient here, write the remainder here. What's the 2-digit number visible now? If you see it like this, what's the 2-digit number? 10. 10 by 2 is what? 5, 0. 5 by 2 is 2, 1. 12 by 2 is 6, 0. 3, 0. So it's 0.05263. Not 0.5623, 0.05623. 0.05263. I'll explain that. I'll remove this and start from the beginning. 1 by 19. You have to answer the question, what's the next number to 19? Sachira, what is the next number to 19? 20. Ignore 0, divide 1 by 2. When I divide 1 by 2, what's the quotient, what's the remainder? Don't go to decimals. What's the quotient here? 0. What's the remainder? 1. So write the quotient on top. Remainder 1. Put a dot here. Now read this number. If you read like this, what's a is it 10 or not? Sachira, is it 10? See it as a 2-digit number. It's 10. 10 by 2 is what? 5, 0. 5 by 2, 2, 1. 12 by 2, 6, 0. 6 by 2, 3, 0. I can go beyond, but for CAT purposes, 5 decimal is enough. Are we clear? That is, take 19, roll it off to the next number, 20. Ignore 0, divide numerator by 2. 1 by 2, quotient is 0, remainder is 1. Then read the number from bottom up. 10 divided by 2 becomes 5, 0. 5 divided by 2 becomes 2, 1. Now can we try 1 by 29? Can we try 1 by 29? Try to get 4 decimals in about 20-30 seconds. What do we do now? What's the next number to 29? Pranay, what's the next number to 29? Vignesh, 30. Ignore 0, divide 1 by 3. When I divide 1 by 3, what's the quotient, what's the remainder? Now 10 should be divided by 3. What is 10 divided by 3? What's the quotient, what's the remainder? 3, 1. Beautiful. You can go to 4th decimal if you want. 0.03448. Are we clear with this? Or do you want me to try one more? Are we clear? Yeah, good, Pranay. Sachin, are you clear? Vignesh? Now try 1 by 39, we'll close it off. Can you give me 1 by 39 up to 6 decimals in the next 30-40 seconds? Yes, 1 by 39 up to 6 decibels in the next 30-35 seconds. Up to 6 decimals in the next 30 seconds from now. You have given 5 decimals. English. Good. We have got the speed. That's enough. 0.0 1 2 2 5 2 6 1 4 1 0 1 0. Why do you need this conversion? For example, in CAT it can be like, in a DA equation can be like this. The price of watch increases by 3.7% increases. The old price is 2754. What's a new price? Can we do this? For how many? No, you have to move the scroll, please. Sachira, you have to move the scroll the sideways. Are you clear now, Sachira? Scroll down. Are you able to see it now, Sachira? Yes. The old price is 2754. It increases by 3.7%. What's a new price? And it's an integer, not a fraction. 3.7% roughly. The value is not a fraction, it's an integer. and the old price should give you an indication. Old price should give you an indication how to do that. Saha, are you online? Nigarika, are you online? Nigarika, are you online? See, if you're not online, there's a indication to me that there's a net problem or something. If you have a net problem, please tell me. Right. Now, how do we do this question? It's slightly difficult. 3.7% is nothing but 1 by 27. What is 1 by 27 of 2750? 102. The new price is 2856. So I have to get my DAs properly faster. If I have to do DA faster, if I have to calculate faster, I should know how to convert a percentage into fraction, a fraction into percentage. I'll show you that as we go along the class. We'll find out how to convert a percentage into fraction, fraction to percentages, so that we use it to effective advantage when we write CAT. What is 27, 37, 37, 27, sir? How do you multiply 37 into 27? Not the normal multiplication. Think of slightly different. Can I write 27 as 3 into 9? Can I write 27 as 3 into 9? What is 37 3s are? Into 9. So what is 1 by 27 into 100? 3.7%. CAT has a fascination for this number, 3.7%, 20.833%, etc., 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 which we learn as we go along. The idea of this class is to get a grip on how do I make my calculations easier, look at questions and solve them as early as possible. Now, let's do some simple divisions and multiplication. Find out 37.86% of 626. All of you, I want to try it in 2 minutes. Let's see the methods possible to do that. I'm not saying there's only one method. Try it out in 1 minute. If you can do it in 1 minute, that's excellent. Let's see how do we do that. We have the choices. We have to narrow into the choices. 37.86%. How do you do it? In quick, faster calculation. Post answers in private initially, please. Yes, how did we calculate? How do you guess? How do we do that? Is 37.86 very close to slightly more than 37.5, which is 3 by 8? 3 by 8 of 626. Now I can do it faster. 78, 18, I can divide by 8. 8 2s are 16, 3, etc., etc. 3s, 3, 38, 28, roughly. 2, 3, 7. So 37.86% is more than 37.5. 37.5 is 3 by 8. So I can easily do that. 22, 27, 8 these are 4, 86. 236 should be slightly more than 236. Obviously not 240. Yeah, that's it. That's why I said 37.5 is 3 by 8. That makes it calculation faster. It should be around 236, slightly more than 236. So it becomes 237. There's other way of doing it. Calculate 30%. Calculate 5%. Calculate 2.5%. Do that. But I thought 37.5 is 3 by 8. That makes it easier to answer the question. Second question. Look at the second one. Yes, 5 1 by 4th percentage of 231. Simple ones. We have to do it in 1 minute or even less than a minute. All of you able to see the question, I think. Chaudhary, are you online? Sachit, are you online? Five and 1 by 4% of 231. 11.88%, 11.5, 12.1. Let's see how it comes. What is 5% of 231? 5, 5, 11. It's more than that. 1/4 more than this. What is 1/4%? Will it be more than 11.55 or will it be 11.5? It's definitely more than 11.5. So the approximations are very close. Don't do that because 1/4 is also extra. 1% is what? 2.31. What is half of 1/4 of it? Roughly 0.6. So 12.1. See, the options are very, very close. There's no point in approximation. The options are very, 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 very narrowly. 11.5, 11.88, 12.1. There you have to be extra careful. Maybe 13.1 we can reject. 11.5, 11.88, 12.1 we can't reject. So some amount of caution has to be exercised when the options are very, very close. This I think we'll come back later. We'll do some other calculation part of it. Addition, subtraction we'll do later. How do you do? What percentage of 848? Yes? Yes, Ravi Kumar Reddy. Which is 1 by 19? Beautiful. Fantastic. What he said was, we know that 1 by 19 is 0.0526. It's approximately 1 by 19. Very good, ready. So 19 ones are 19, 4, 41, 19 twos are 38, 3. So 12.1, obviously it can't be 13.1. That's excellent, ready. How do you calculate the percentage of this? $623 by 846. 848, how do you do? I'm not giving this an exercise because most of us can find out. How do you find out 623 by 848? All the options are around 75 percentile. Is 848 divisible by 4? What is 75% of 848? 212. Is the numerator greater than this or less than this? Right? Is the numerator greater than this or less than this? 636 is greater than 623, 13 less. What is 1% of 848? 8.48. If I subtract, it becomes 627. So obviously answer should lie between 73 and 74%. Answer should lie between 73% and 74%. This is 74%, this is 75%. Why did it become 75%? All options are around 75. And I know that 848 is divisible by 4. 78% can be written as 3 by 4. It makes it easier to calculate and answer a question. I think some of you have come late. As a system, please, Arish, you came late. Don't come late in future. Madhuri, please don't come late. Because when we start a class, we have to be there at 9:30. Because it's when I really feel that time is precious, all of us should be there on time. Please come in time so that we can learn jointly. Madhuri, are you clear? Right, next one. Yes, Ravi Kumar, you had some suggestion? Ravi Kumar had some suggestion. Ravi Kumar, do you have a suggestion? No, you had said some 10% or something. So what I thought was, no, you had made some suggestion in this chat, 10% or something like that, Ravi Kumar. So what I thought was, choices are around 75, 76, 79, calculate 3/4, find out it's more than that or less than that. Next one. What is 7.66% of 111? How do you calculate 7.66% of 111? Is 111 divisible by 3? Is 111 divisible by 3? So 7.66 can be written as 7 2 by 3 into 111, 1.11, which is 23 by, it becomes 0.37. So it becomes 23 into 0.37. The idea is converting 0.66 as to 7 2 by 3% of 111. We know that 111 is divisible by, yes, beautiful. 7.6% is also 1 by 13. 1 by 13. So it becomes 20 by 300 into 111. Sorry, 23 by. Then I can always calculate. And it gets easily done. So whenever I get 0.66, 0.33, we write as 1 by 3, 1 by 4. I'll give you a question, take down why that is needed. Take down. There are two spheres. There are two spheres. Sphere A, sphere E. Volume of sphere A is 1 by 27. Less than that of volume of sphere B. The radius on what ratio? Like that, questions will come. I don't remember the question correctly. I'll come back to the question when I get that. 1763 is what percentage of 4681? 1763 is what percentage of 4681? 1763 is what percentage of 4631? We'll solve it in 1 minute. Choices are closed. What should I calculate first and how do we do it faster? 1763 by 4681. How to calculate the percentage? All the choices are around 34, 35, 36, 37. .6. How do we do that basically? What is 40% of the denominator? 4, 2, 7, 1, 1, 8. I've calculated 40% of the denominator, which is 1, 8, 7. Is the numerator greater than this or less than this? Is less than this by about 140. It's about 140 less than the, or almost 120. What is 3%? 3, 4, 8, 97, 9, 3. Should be slightly more than 37%. Should be between 37 and 38. It should be more than 37, less than 38. Yes, I calculated 40%. I calculated 3%. Then I subtracted, I got 37%. Vignesh, is it 37.2 or 37.5? What is 1% of this? Half a percent is 23.40, roughly. It should be more than 37.5. Should be more than 37.5. Obviously, among options, only 37.6 is possible. Clear? What I did was find 40% or by 3/8. I calculated 40%. I found that the value we got was 1872.4, which is more than 1763. Subtracted 3%, got 37%, and approximated to 37.5, slightly more than 37.5. Vignesh, clear? Vignesh, from clear? Sachin, are you online? Next one. 58.33% of 2436, 55 5 by 9% of 342, etc., etc. Can we do it in about 2 minutes now? We'll try this in 2 minutes and see how we can do it fast. $55 5 by 9% of 342, 28. What is 28.56% of 623, etc. $58.33% of 2436, 55 5 by 9% of 342, 28.56% of 623. What's the value of that? Saha, are you online? Yes, very good. Let others also try. No, Saha, there was an indication that you are not online. You had a net problem. That's why I asked you, are you online? How do you do this kind of calculation faster? Can we discuss, or you are trying? What is 58.33%? We'll discuss. Yeah, got that. That's why I wanted to know whether you have net problem or you have another problem. That's why I wanted to ask you. What is 58.33%? Is 50% plus 112. 55%, 55, 5 by 9% is, I can easily calculate 50%, 5% and 5 by 9. Then 28.56% is 2 by 7. So if I get this, it becomes easier to calculate. So what is 50% of 2436? 1218. And 1/12 of is 203. 50% of 342 is 171. Then 5% is 17.1. 2/7 of 623 is 7/8 of 56. 6, 7, 9s are 198. Add that to get the answer. 2/7 of 2 8s are 56. 6, 63, 7 9s are. From that you can add up. So convert 28.56 as 2 by 7. 55, 5 by 9 is 50% plus 5% plus half a percent. Sorry, 5 by 9. 58.3 is 50% plus 1 by 12. 50% is 1218. Then 1/12 is 203. 50% is again 171. Then 17.1. Then 198. So you can add that and do that. I said I ask you a question here. Take down. There are two spheres. Sphere A, volume of sphere A is 70, 10 by 27%, less than that of volume of sphere B. I'll come to the Vignesh. In addition, you have to add that. I didn't do the addition. 10, 18, 26, 27, 2, 10, 19, 1, 3, 7, 1, 7, 8, 15, 16, 19, 27, 2, 12, 19, 20, 17, 89. Do this question. There's two spheres. Volume of sphere A is 70, 10 by 27%, less than that of volume of sphere B. The radius are in what ratio? The radii of two spheres are in what ratio? There are two spheres. Volume of sphere A is 70, 10 by 27%, less than that of volume of sphere B. The radius are in what ratio? volume of PA is 70, 10 by 27% less than that of volume of PB. The radius on what ratio? How do you do this? Yes, this is a typical question and a percentage profit loss. It can come in some other chapters also. Are we at it? No, Ravi Kumar. How do you convert this as a fraction? What is 70, 10 by 27%? It becomes 1900 by 2700. That means 19 by 27. Then you missed out 10 on the numerator. If volume of PB is 27, volume of PA is 8. The volumes are in the ratio 8 is to 27. Radius will be in the ratio 2 is to 3. Are we clear? Kiran, Ravi Kumar Reddy, you didn't see 70, 10 by 27%. $70, 10 by 27 is same as 19 by 27. That means if the volume of sphere B is 27, volume of sphere A is 8, the radius are the ratio 2 is to 3 because volume is proportional to cube of the radius. It becomes 2 is to 7. So 50%, 51%. Next one. So we have to convert percentages into fraction. 47.47% of P96. How do we calculate this? Take 2 minutes, do the calculation. 47.47% of P96. How do you calculate this? Vignesh? Harsh, please post the answers in private till we open it up. Harsh, can we post it as in private? What they do was 47.47% is slightly less than 50% minus 2.5%. 50% is 198. 10% is 39.6. 2.5% is 9.9. Subtract 9.9. So it should be less than 188.1 by a very small margin. It should be less by a very, very small margin. So obviously it can't be 185. So what it was, 47.5% is 50%. 50% is easy to calculate. 2.5% is 1/4 of 10%. Where 396 is reduced by 4, it makes it easier. 10% is 39.6. 2.5% is 9.9. 198 minus 9.9 becomes 188.8. It should be slightly less than that. The closest option is 187.98. Clear? 2.5% I can always calculate easily. It's 1/4 of 10%. You can always calculate 10% divided by 4. It becomes slightly less than 188.1, so it becomes 187.8. Now, do this question. I think it should take 1 minute. Anything more than that, we need to speed up. 7245. What percent of 7245 is? 6895. What percentage of 7245, 6895? Look at the options. That should give an indication. What answer? I think 1 minute is almost over. Finished? Are you able to hear me? Okay, all of you are able to hear me? Vignesh, do you hear me? 1 minute over. How do you do? What is 100%? 7245. What is 5%? 36. Subtract. This is 95%. See, 100% is 7245. 5% is half of 724. So when I subtract, it becomes 6,882.75. Will the answer be 95.1 or 95.7? Saga, will it be 95.7 or 95.1? So we get 95, is slightly more. Numerator 6895. This is 6883. So only 12 more. Obviously, it will be around 0.1%. 95.1%, not 95.7%. So the options are close. Let's be careful. Let's not rush in. And the options are very close. Next one. Approximate value of 6%, 42%, 87% of 248. We have many methods of doing it. Let's do it in maybe 90 seconds. Let's put a 90 seconds limit. We'll push it slightly more. Do we need more time? Shaka, what's the answer? Pranay, what's the answer? Let's see how do we do that. What is 6% of 345? 6 is 27. 20.7. What is, how do you calculate 42%? 4 is 57.6. 2% is easy to calculate. Becomes 8, 4, 60. How do you calculate 87%? How do you calculate 87%? 248. Then subtract 24.8. 32. 22. That is 90%. Subtract 3%. Get the answer. Is it, Vignesh, is it 301 or 297? Okay, 87.5. See, the problem is 7 by 8. 87 is very close to 7 by 8. Good, 7 by 8. That's beautiful. 248 into 7 by 8 becomes 217. 81. 297. Vignesh is 297, not 302. 87% is slightly less than 87.5, which is 217. 217 plus 60 plus 20 is 297, can't be 300. Right, next one. How do you calculate 68%? I think we are doing it quite. How do we do this question? Because a comparison is needed. How do we compare these fractions? Which is highest? Which of these fractions is highest? Addition, subtraction, I'm leaving it out. Let's look at which of these subtractions is highest. Which of these fractions is highest? How do you compare them faster? Quicker and faster. It's quite evident. Obviously, 2 is greater than 0.5, others are less than 0.5. 2 is greater than 0.5, others are. Which is the least? Can somebody tell me which is the least? Highest is easy to find out. What's the least? Highest is easy to find out. What's the least? Because in highest, only 2 is greater than 0.5, others are less than 0.5. Which is the least? The question should have been which is the least. Highest is easy to find out. Which is the least? What is 90 by 181? See, the answer is easy. It's 90.5 minus 0.5 by 181, which is half minus 1 by 362. Second is more than half, so forget that. 156 is nothing but 157 minus 1 by 314, which is half minus 1 by 314. (97 by 197) is nothing but this is 98.5, and that you can find out. 97 by 197 is nothing but when I divide by 2, it's what? 98.5 minus 1.5, which is half minus 3 by 382. So obviously 1 by 362 is smaller than 1 by 314, which is definitely less than 3 by 382. So obviously 97 by 197 is the least. Right. Now we'll use this to solve this question 10. I want to do this as a DA question. I've given a small shortened form of it. Do it in about 2 minutes. Whatever you learned here, we have to use it here. Are you able to see the chart clearly? Or are you able to clear the charts easily? Others, Sachira, what happened? You went out. Was a net problem? The first chart represents 2010 sales. Second chart gives you 2011. Sorry, it's not 2000, it's 2011. What's a percentage increase in sales of fee? The SpeedMax will help you in this. How do we do that? Sorry, sales here is 1,36,000. Sorry. The figure is 1,36,136. The first year sales is 1,19,119. Second year sales is 1,36,136. A was 10% the first year, A is 10.5% the second year. What's a percentage increase? No, Niharika. It's always easy when you have numbers. We have to calculate numbers, it becomes difficult. Yes, we are trying. I change the number. Okay, I'll ask you a question. This is a question in chat. How many will attempt, how many will not attempt? If there's a question in CAT, how many would attempt this question, how many would not attempt this question? Can I have an answer for that? I've asked a question. How many would attempt this question in CAT? Will try or would attempt. Will try. Attempt. Okay, let's look at this question. If I were to do this, first is obviously I have told you in one of the questions, the actual values are not relevant, ratios are relevant. I said actual values are not relevant, ratios are relevant. So let's look at how do we do that. 1,19,000. What's the difference between these two values? Are we clear? What's the difference between these two values? I'm asking you a question. Is that clear? I find the difference. What's the difference? 17017. That means they are in the ratio of 7:8. Because 17 sevens are 119, 17 eights are 136. The percentages are in the ratio 10:10.5. If I multiply these two, 70 becomes 84. What's the percentage increase? If I look at this approach, is it doable or not doable? If I look at this approach, is it doable or not doable? The first thing is 1707 is HCF. Why? Have you learned this in school? That 191919, the HCF is 17017. Why does a difference given HCF? Why does difference given HCF? I found the difference that gives an HCF. Why? Or at least a factor of that will be HCF. Remember, we have to combine many concepts when you do DI. For example, I'll come back to this again. Now, what's HCF LCM of these two numbers? Can we try this in about 30 seconds or even 1 minute or 30 seconds? Can you get the HCF LCM of this in 30 seconds? Or HCF in 30 seconds? One is factorizing. Without factorizing, how do you do? What's the difference here? 140. What's the difference here? 84, 56, 28, 28. So it says it's 28. It should be factors of 148. Why should it be factors of 8? It should be either 140 or factors of 48. Why? Because the number can be written as DQ1 364 can be written as T dq2 when I subtract 140 equals D into Q2 minus Q1. I do it slightly more when two differences are constant, that's HCF. It's nothing but long division method we have learned in the schools. It's nothing but long division method we have learned in the school. So whenever I do a DI, look at where I can find ratios of the given numbers. 140 is nothing but DQ2 minus DQ1. So the HCF has to be a factor of the difference. That's why when I did the sum, I looked at numbers are quite weird. I had to make it amenable for calculation. I found the difference. I found 17017. I also know that 17 sevens are 119. So I find the factors are 7:8. The sales are in the ratio 7:8. Percentages are the ratio 10:10.5. 70 becoming 84 becomes 20%. So when I do DI, let's look at the concept of HCF. Let's look at the concept of ratios to do the sum. I can do it for any question. By what percentage C has increased? By what percentage D has increased? 7:8, 22:25, 154 becomes 200. I can find the ratio 46 by 154. I can find out for any value. I can find out when percentages are asked. That's the idea of learning speed maths. How do I use it in DI? DI as well as in some subject calculation, some concept calculation. Do this here. There are 4 charts. There are 7 players playing match. The percentage of points scored by them are given. Total points scored by the team in all the 4 matches are 400. Further, the team scored at least 50 points and at most 150 points in the match. How many ways scores can be scored? Or can the scores be scored? English is wrong. See, I'm giving you a table where the match 1, match 2, match 3, match 4. I have condensed it slightly. If you have any problem, tell me. Because I want to drive home a concept of calculation. And the question could be, what's the maximum point scored by A? That could be a question. What's the maximum point scored by A in all the 4 matches together? The minimum point scored can be 50. Maximum scored can be 150. What can be the maximum point scored by A? What's the maximum points that can be scored by A? How many variations are possible for each match? They can get minimum 50, maximum 150. Obviously, there can't be 100 variations. There can't be 100 variations. There can't be 100 variations. How do I use it effectively? Are we clear with the question? Are you able to see the chart clearly? Seniors, are you able to see the chart clearly? Ravi, Harsh, are you able to see that? You're saying A score? Niharika, are you giving the A score? I got it. No, why did I give this question? Obviously, all of you have got that. Vignesh, how do you do that, Vignesh? What can be score of team A in first match, in second match, in the third match? How can you score 200 in match 2? I think minimum is 50, maximum is 150. Oh, 4 and 2 together. Okay. Now, the idea is not answering the question itself. Can the score in any match be other than 50 and then 150? Can scores in the match be either 100, 150, 50, 100, 150 only? Why? The scores in any match can be either 50 or 100 or 150. Why? Scores in any match can be 50 or 100 or 150. Vignesh, clear with that? Why? It is clear why. Points have to be an integer. I have 14% in every choice. What is 14% as a fraction? 7 by 50. So scores in any match cannot be other than 50 or 100 or 150. The combination is possible as 50, 100, 150. So I want to maximize a score. Wherever its percentage is high, the team should have scored 150. Wherever its percentage is low, it should have scored 10. Right. In the other two matches, you could have scored 100 each. There are two possibilities here. It can be 150, 150, 50, 50, or 150, 100, 100, 50. These are two possibilities or not? There are two possibilities here. It could be 150 here, 150 here, 50 here, 50 here. Or this can be 100, 100. Both are possible. So, his team score should be 50 in match 3. Team score in first match should be 150. The others can be 150, 50 or 100, 100. From that, obviously, I can calculate the value. Yes, what's the answer we got? Most of you gave the answer. In match 1, you could have got 30. Yes, Ravi Kumar? No, Ravi Kumar, what's your doubt? Ravi Kumar, what's your doubt? I didn't understand your doubt. Ravi Kumar, I'm not clear with your doubt. Why are you checking for ACA? I'm not checking for ACA. I said 14% is 7 by 50. 14% is 7 by 50. 14% is 7 by 50 because I'm looking at, understand why I'm saying matches. I want 14% comes in all the 4 charts, Ravi Kumar. 14% comes in all the 4 charts for different people. See, a point scored by a person is 14% of total. This has to be an integer. And 14% as a fraction is 7 by 50. When will this become an integer? when this is a multiple of 50. I'm not checking ABCD. I'm looking for 14, Ravi. Really, I'm not looking for 15. I'm not looking for AABC. I'm looking at 14% or 26%. 26% as a fraction becomes 13 by 50. When the numerator becomes a prime number, that decides what should be the total. That decides what should be the total. That's the idea of this. So whenever you have a table like this, look at converting a percentage into fraction. And when you get a fraction with a prime number, that will decide what should be the scores. See, 14% becomes 7 by 50, 26% becomes 13 by 50. So 13 is a prime number. Whereas 20% does not tell us anything. It should be a multiple of 5. 20% is 1 by 5. 12% is 3 by 25, which is, it should be a multiple of 25. Now, that's how the percentages themselves are given. As I told you that, if I were you, I'd be preparing this. A fraction converted as a percentage. I'll give you this question, this table after looking at a question. Take down the price of a commodity increases by 25%. By what percentage should I reduce my consumption so that the expenditure increases by 12%? That is, price increases by 25%. Expenditure should increase by 12%. What should be the reduction in consumption? How do we do this? This can be a DA question. This can be a quants question. It can come anything, anywhere. Price increases by 25%. Expenditure should increase by 12%. Consumption should reduce by what percentage? Given these conditions. Given these conditions, price increases by 25%. Expenditure increases by 12%. Consumption should decrease by what percent? All of us are online. Price increases by 25%. Consumption should reduce by what percent so that expenditure increases by 12%? Chances are 10, 11, 12, 12.5. I'll give the options 10, 11, 12, 12.5%. First option, fourth option, third option, second option, first option. 10%, 11%, 12%, 12.5%. Others trying. 40% is definitely wrong. Shall we discuss? Shall I discuss? Shall we discuss or you are trying? Vignesh, you are trying. Shall I discuss? Now, what I do is, what is 25? You are trying. You want me to wait, Vignesh? Or shall I discuss? Okay, 15 seconds I'll call. No problem. Vignesh, 20 seconds over. should I discuss? Okay, let's see with this. I'll tell you how I do it. We can do it faster earlier. First, understand. What is 25% as a fraction? 1 by 4. Old price is 4. Consumption is 100. What's expenditure? Expenditure increases by 448. It becomes 5. Roughly 90. 10% reduction, slightly less than 10%, slightly less than 10%, slightly less than 10%. Strictly speaking, 8, 9.6, 9.4%, around 10%. What did I do here? I took the price as 4, consumption is 100, expenditure becomes 400. What is by Abul Kalam? Ravi Kumar? So what I did was, yes, that can be done. What I thought was simple. 400, 400. It became 448. 5. 5, 8, 9.6. The answer was ideally 9.4%. Ideally 9.4%. I'm sorry, 10.4%. Sorry. 10.4%. Okay, I'll give you one more. Take down. Price of a commodity increases by 20%. By what percentage should I reduce my consumption so that expenditure increases by 10%? Expenditure increases by 10%, price increases by 20%, consumption should reduce by what percentage? So what we do, 5, 6, 100, 500. 500 can become 550. 550 by 6 is 175 by 3. From that you can find out. 9, 1. Yes, it becomes easier. Which is 8.33%. That's why I thought we should look at a table like this. When I said increases by 20%. So 155 becomes 6 if it is increase. Remember that this comes in CAT quite often. 20.833%. What is 20.833% as a fraction? 5 by 24. If I have these things in advance, note to us, we can easily do that. We can solve many questions like this if you can understand how the percentage becomes fraction, how fractions become percentages. So this, I think, if you do speed maths, you have to look at this basically. You have to look at how do they convert a percentage into fraction, fraction into percentages, then do the questions. Anything you convert as a percentage becomes easier. Now, my suggestion today would be go back and do this, which I was teaching you today in the morning or in the beginning of the class, 1 by 19, 1 by 29, 1 by 39, 1 by 49. How do you do 1 by 119? There can be some approximation involved here. How do you do 1 by 119? What's a percentage? 1 by 119 is what percentage approximately? What's the next number to 119? I taught you in the class initially. Next number is 120. Divide 1 by 12. You get a quotient 0, remainder 1. Right? 0.01. Then 10 by 12 is again 10, 8, 4, 4, 0. 0, 4. So it's 0.0084. 1 by 119 is 0.0084. So we should get some idea of this. Certain numbers I should remember. What is 1 by 77? What is 1 by 77? Up to 3 decimals. 1 by 77 up to 3 decimals. How do you get 1 by 77 up to 3 decimals? Quickly. 1 by 77 up to 3 decimals. Are we trying 1 by 77 up to 3 decimals? I don't want a percentage, I want fraction. I want as a decimal. How do we get it faster? It's 0.013. How do you get it so fast? How do you get it so fast? That means I'm preparing for CAT. I should know certain numbers. 7 into 11 into 13 is 1001. And so that I thought like this. Now what I thought was, if I remember 7, 11, 13 as 1001. Why I'm saying this is lots of concepts involved in that. 1, 7, 11, 13 makes 1001. So when I divide 1 by 77 is 13 by 1001, which is approximately 0.013. The concept involved is 123, 123 divided by 91. What's the remainder? What's the remainder? All these are connected concepts. That's why I'm leaving it like this. 123, 123 divided by 91. What's the remainder? I use it in DA. I use it elsewhere. What's the answer? 123, 123 divided by 91. What's the answer? Vignesh? Ravi Kumar? I can write this as 123 into 1001. Obviously 123 into 11 into 17 into 7 into 13 divisible by 91. So the speed match is not only for DI, not only for speed of calculation, it comes everywhere. For example, variance, can we use it? When I prepare as a speed match, how do we use it elsewhere? For example, I have a diagram like this. These are two towers. This angle is 90 degrees, this angle is 90 degrees. This is 4.844. What is that, 1353? This is 4.633. This is 1. Find this height. Find AD. All these are 90 degrees. This is AB, CD. Find AD. Saka, I want the remainder, not the quotient. Yeah, next one. Do this question. How do you do this question quickly? The speed match comes here also. Speed of calculation comes here also. But two towers are 4.633 and 1. The distance between them is 4.844. Find AD. What do we do when a question like this comes? You have an option of not doing it, trying it, or doing it. There are three possibilities. You can skip, try, or do. Will we do this question or not? My first question is, will we attempt this question in CAT or not? How many of us would attempt? How many would not attempt? Saka, would you attempt? Yes, maybe. Others, will they attempt or not? Not sure. Let's see, we make it sure. I'm not saying all questions we can do. We have to increase our, draw this line. This is 4.844. Why are the numbers given like this? Is this a multiple of 2, 3? Is it a multiple of 4? Both are same multiples of the number. Should this become 5 into 1.211? So it becomes 6.055. Can we attempt this question? Needs preparation. I'm not saying yes or no. Right now, I'm not saying yes or no. It requires an amount of preparation. Saka, can we attempt it now? So next 90 days, we look at how do we prepare, how do we get the ideas. What are the dimensions of right angle triangle? 3, 4, 5. What's the next one? 3, 4, 5. What's the next one? 5. What are the other sides of 5? What are other sides of 5? If the one side is 5, if the sides are integers, what are the other sides? 7. How do you get this? This is 24, 25. How do we get this? Again, it's a question of preparation. Yeah. What is 5 square? 25. 25 by 2 is 12.5. Take the integers adjacent to that, 12 and 13. 7 square is 49. 49 by 2 is 24.5. You get 24 and 25. What else do we understand from this? This is, I'm saying it, not, the answer is this. What do we learn from 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13, 7, 24, 25? There's something which I should learn from this. 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13, 7, 24, 25, 9, 40, 41. It gives me some idea, which will be useful to determine whether a triangle is right angled or not. Is 9, 12, 15 a right angle triangle? Is 9, 12, 15 a right angle triangle? Is 9, 12, 15 a right angle triangle? Ravi, Niharika? Why? What is 9 square? Vignesh, what is 9 square? What is 12 square? What is 144 plus 81? Is it not 15 square? Now, what do we learn from this? What do we learn from this? From a speed maths point of view, not even from the geometry point of view. How many sides are divisible by 3 here? 3, 4, 5. How many sides are divisible by 3? There are 3 sides, 3, 4, 5. Which is divisible by 3? One dimension or all the 3 dimensions? Which is divisible by 3? 3. Here, which is divisible by 3? 12, 24, 9. Here all are divisible by 3. So how do you know a right angle triangle? If hypotenuse alone is divisible by 3 and if sides are integers, it can never be a right angle triangle. Do you understand? If the sides of a triangle are integers, hypotenuse alone is divisible by 3, then it can never be a right angle triangle. It can never be a right angle triangle. Are we clear? See here, 9, 12, 15 all are divisible by 3. Whereas in other dimensions, 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13, 7, 24, 25, 9, 40, 41, hypotenuse is not divisible by 3. Only a perpendicular side is divisible by 3. This is what we learn in speed maths. This is what we learn as an idea. Supposing I say, can this be a right angle triangle? I'm not even checking. Can this be a right angle triangle? Don't even check. 20, 25, 36. Can it be a right angle triangle? Can it be a right angle triangle or not? No. Why? Hypotenuse alone is divisible by 3. Others are not divisible by 3. If hypotenuse is divisible by 3, other sides also should be divisible by 3. This is what we learn in the next sessions. How do we gather our knowledge together, put it across nicely for succeeding in the examination? Clear? We want to put together the ideas and collect the ideas, use it effectively so that we can maximize our score in quants. Some basic ideas like this. So I think ideally you should look at percentages, should look at using it for DA, you're using it elsewhere. Then what else do we learn here? What is the perimeter here? 3, 4, 5. What's a perimeter? The sides are 3, 4, 5. What's a perimeter? 12. What's the area? What's area? So is it possible that right angle triangle can have an area which is less than perimeter? Is it possible that right angle triangle can have an area which is less than the perimeter? Yes or no? Is it possible that right angle triangle with interior sides are there such that area is less than perimeter? 5, 12, 13. What's a perimeter? What's the area? Both are equal. Sinos, are you online? These are learnings from the class. It's possible that in a right angle triangle, the area can be less than the perimeter. Area can also be equal to perimeter. So this is a collection of learning in a class. We don't learn only speed of calculation. We use this concept elsewhere. We do it like that so that it becomes easier and we can answer questions effectively. So we have done a lot of calculations. I have not given you some addition subtractions, which I thought was not very difficult. These addition subtractions I have skipped. Yeah, that can be done. Calculation of percentages, comparison of fractions, all are critical. We should spend time on calculating fractions, finding out which is greater, which is lesser, and use a concept of ratios while calculating percentages. So that it becomes easy, effortless, and quicker. Right? If you have any other questions, we'll ask. Otherwise, we'll have good night. If you have any questions, I'm here. All these PPTs are recorded. It's available. Definitely will be sent. Right, all these are recorded, and it can be downloaded from the site, and you can access that. Right, if you have any questions, otherwise, good night to all of you. We'll see you in future. Right, good night to all of you. Yes, Ravi Kumar, tell Abul good night to him also. Abul attended the class? Ravi? Good night. If you have no questions, good night.